And now, get ready for some idiots talking about shit. Here is Justin, Tony, Dustin, Andy. It's that talk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of BACC. I'm Andy alongside two of the normal three again. I don't know what it is. We can't seem to get the whole damn team together anymore. We're missing the elf, the Smurf, today. Something about his vagina was hurting. I don't really know. I think that's what he said in the chat. Am I wrong there, Dustin? Did he say his vagina was hurting? He was on his period.
Something about sniffles too. I don't know. Said something.
It's weird because my vagina hurt.
Chat, so it was kind of a shock.
So, my vagina hurt last week, so I can't even make fun of him.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm the only one who's not missed a podcast.
It's true. Although, I think when you were going to miss, we were like, we're not going to do it. So that's how much more important you are.
That's right.
He's like the important guy of the show.
So when you're sick, you take out the tent poles. The rest of us, you can get by without.
I said, you guys can roll. Oh no, we're gonna roll. We'll do it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Nope, we let the fans down that week.
Yeah.
So
I was practicing. What's up, everybody? And it just wasn't working, so I knew we couldn't do it. So.
So we got no fun joining us again this week, and actually in Tony's seat in the garage.
Oh wow! Yeah, I just noticed that.
And
in honor of Tony's vagina, I'm sitting here.
It's good.
Dustin got himself one of those nice green screens, and you can see the heavy light hitting him and not the background, so it looks so real. But you kind of see the outline on his shirt.
Yeah, you tried.
A little bit, you know. You
tried hard, but we can tell.
I might get rid of it next week. I don't know what's going to happen here. I might have to play with this stuff.
It's really good. I mean, I say the line, the character line around him is really good. I've never it's definitely Telltale, but it's really solid. You know.
Yeah.
That's
but that
pretty
light
good.
is bright as hell. It's making you sweat.
Oh yeah, it's a little warm. I wish I could shut it off. It just doesn't work.
So it's a fucking Corona commercial.
Free advertisement.
So before we get
Corona.
into what you guys are doing and what you guys are up to this past week, let's get her started. Everybody, tits up, everybody, enjoy.
Oh fuck! I didn't bring my drink. I'm gonna have to go get one. I have a water, and I just started drinking again.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
I'm so bad at it.
I guess we'll not start with Justin. He's unprepared. So we'll start with Dustin. Dustin, what's going on with you, buddy? Are you out there filming for Corona? What do you got going on there?
Maybe a little bit. I'm up northern Minnesota. On vacation up here, fishing, having some fun with family. We got the whole family up here, 17 of us. Watching my nieces and nephews swim right now. I kind of want to just hop in this lake and have fun with them, but then I go with the phone. But no, the week went good. Had our county fair this last week. That was a good time. Then drove the 4.5 hours up north to northern Minnesota and enjoyed this time up here for a week with family and get away from real life. And everybody needs that. If you don't take vacations, take them. They're a blast.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I was joking. You got a green screen there. I mean, it looks so fake. You got some beautiful blue skies where you're at. But if you decide you want to jump in the lake, just fix the camera so we can watch you do
yeah.
that. And
I might have to do that at the end. Just jump in.
Tits up.
I can't swim, and it's only 3 feet water. No, like I said, everybody take your vacations when you need them. It's good relaxed time, and I'd recommend northern Minnesota with all these lakes up here. It's been a blast. Went golfing this morning with the family and found a cool course. Can't wait to go back to that one. Emily Green's was a beautiful course. But no, like I said, county fair last week, had a blast there. Watched my niece show her last cow, and she's going to state. That makes it cool. But had our races. We had a bunch of rain come through, so we went and worked on the track to make sure we got the race. And racers thanked us; they loved it. And track was fast. We had a Northern Sport mod going 84 miles an hour around our track. It was actually fun to watch.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's been some good racing here, recently at the local tracks. And like Dustin always says, if you get a chance, get out and support those local tracks, because sometimes if you don't and people aren't out there supporting them, they disappear. And we'll get into something with that here in a moment. But I guess we'll go to No Fun. She's in Tony's seat, acting like Tony, hasn't said much.
You just started.
No fun. What kind of no fun are you getting into lately?
Not a lot, to be honest. As similar to the last time I was on the show, I've drank multiple bottles of wine this week. Today I have my favorite Barefoot Pink Moscato with me, which works great. Today, I was a stellar parent. Both of my children told me that I don't care about them, and I'm the worst. So that felt great. But coming up this week, I'm actually doing something fun for me. Anyway, I am taking the older child and one of his friends to see My Chemical Romance in concert in Cincinnati. So I am pretty stoked about that. So we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, we had our little one's school had like a little festival fundraiser barbecue cook-off thing yesterday, and that was fun. But other than that, just kind of hanging out.
Not having too much fun and drinking your wine still out of a mug. And a terrible mug at that. For those of you not on YouTube seeing the video, it's a Penn State mug, which is really bad. I'm not sure if she picked that in honor of Tony today.
Why? Tony doesn't like Penn State.
No, just his looks remind me of Sandusky.
Oh my God. Thought we were past that.
You are the absolute worst.
We are past that. Now it's okay to make jokes, isn't it?
No.
You know what? It's been a while since I heard that goddamn name. And,
It's not
Right.
how's he doing? Is he in jail? What happened to him? I
He's
kind of
in jail.
lost track of. Is he? All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we should educate everybody who might not know. What's his sentence? What's he currently serving?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It was
happened to
multiple. I
Tony?
mean, he was found guilty on multiple counts, so I think he's there for a bit.
So you're telling me the guy is in jail, has been there a while, and is still living?
I haven't
No.
heard he's dead.
Usually, people that do that don't do well in jail once they get
No.
there.
No.
But
So yeah, maybe we just killed him by talking about him. I have the power to do that sometimes.
but college
Well, you better
football
not say my name again.
I will
and
not. I will
we
not.
can forget about that and just enjoy college football season for what it is. For Penn State to beat Michigan State as per usual this season. So that's what this is about. I'm very excited about it.
I'm pretty sure.
Nobody
we
asked you. Zero people.
We attended the game last year. You said per usual. And see, we had arguments, and we're going to get into this argument here in a minute and let Dustin chime in. But you said per usual Penn State beating Michigan State. I remember the snowstorm game last year that we sat there in the snow. They only play once a year.
Yeah, but if you look at the overall record, Penn State has beat Michigan State more times than Michigan State has beat Penn State.
I'm not sure that you're actually correct on that.
I am.
Somebody Google it.
Nobody needs to Google it. We're fine. Okay?
Look, I still got to eat some jelly beans on a technicality,
Leave it
so you know what I mean.
Yeah, I want to make a
Somebody's
bet on
gonna
this first.
somebody's gonna be eating some jelly
Before
beans
we-
besides me.
Before we Google it, you want to make a bet on it first?
Yeah, maybe
You want
two
to
of
get
us
in
should
on
eat jelly beans in the
eating
same
the
episode.
Jelly beans? Yeah.
So I'm not doing that.
I got to eat 5 jelly beans without knowing which ones they are from Bean
I
Boozled.
thought we said it was
And
10.
no, because I disagree with the loss, so we got to cut it in half. And I'm willing to do that.
So you
All right,
want to
let's agree 7.5.
You're gonna cut a jelly bean in half.
Watch the half be like cotton candy or what I like.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So you want to bet 7 jelly beans on the Michigan State Penn State record?
Yeah, I think you should, and then one of us should Google it. Either
Well,
me
you
or
say you think you should.
he who I will not name.
You said you
What?
think you should. Are you betting that? Because I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not eating jelly beans.
Well then, what are you betting?
What are you doing if you lose?
I never said I was gonna bet anything. My
So
team
what-
is better, and
If you know you're right, well, you wouldn't be worried about losing, right? So you take the bet. It's a
Jesus
lock,
Christ.
right?
Right. Well,
Somebody's got to
so-
eat some jelly beans.
So, and I was going to get to you first, Justin, but because of this conversation, I've got to bring it up. So there was a backyard argument Sunday night over baseball.
Those are the best ones. All right.
Okay, it
Wait.
was,
who had an argument?
me and you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sunday?
Saturday.
That's why I don't remember. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so we're outside and we're watching the Phillies. The Phillies have played 6 games against the Mets and did not fare well at all against the Mets. Before that was Game 6 on Sunday, I believe, and before that they had won 1 out of 5 games against the Mets. And Christina says, Reese Hoskins shit the bed this Mets series. I said, no, he hasn't. I said, there's far worse players in the entire series than Reese Hoskins. No, he has shit the bed. He hasn't done shit. He shit the bed. Argue back and forth. And why are you defending Reese Hoskins? Because the whole team shit the bed, first of all. And second
Because
of all,
apparently, hold on. Apparently, you can't say one person shit the bed, and if you say one person shit the bed, that means nobody else did, which is not what I said. But
Right.
she said
He had
So
Reese
I-
Hoskins shit the bed. Insinuating that the rest of the team played very well, but he shit the bed.
I didn't say
Or-
that. Use my words.
Is he somebody that's expected-
The team shit the bed.
Yes,
I don't
Bryce
know-
Harper is out, so Reese Hoskins should have stood up. Now, what Andy's going to say is, after going through all of the analytics of all of the Mets games that we had to do, we needed to get paper and a pencil. It was like a whole thing. He
She
got
was
on
wrong.
base 6 times. He got on base 6 times. He had no RBIs, and then we had to talk about because he's bat second and the people in front of him. And I still don't care.
But
Yeah,
what
people
she
did worse.
Didn't
JT
tell you.
had worse than him, but that doesn't mean that he didn't do what more that he should have done. And he had
What's-
2 really poor strikeout lookings that game, which is why I even said this.
Is he expected to be like? Wait, who's Bryce? Who's the other guy you said? Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay. I don't know if she plays baseball. Now he was on the Phillies. He was on the Phillies, right?
Still
And
is.
now he's not.
He's hurt.
Oh, still is. Oh, okay. So you're saying the guy that you're saying is on the Phillies too? I thought it seemed like you were saying he's a Mets player or something. But
No.
neither of you are rooting for the Mets,
No.
right?
But
we
what
had
she
Okay.
did
analytics on the-
say before we went over every at bat, how many times they got on base for the entire series, she said that Bohm, the third baseman, has had a really good series. Come to find out, he was
Okay.
one of the worst players in the entire series.
He had 2 RBIs though.
This
With,
is reminding me of The Weakest
one
Link.
hit.
You ever seen that game show, The Weakest Link?
You're the
Where
weakest
it's
link.
like-
Goodbye.
It's like,
So-
Andy, you thought Christina was the strongest link. Well, she was the weakest link.
Goodbye. So, Dustin, I'm going to let you kind of settle this argument. I say that getting on base, which Rhys Hoskins did more. No, he didn't have any RBIs, but he's batting second in the lineup. His on-base percentage, which, by the way, he leads the team in on-base percentage. His on-base percentage in the series far outweighed anybody's 2 RBIs under 5 games because the whole team scored 5 runs in the 5 games.
Okay.
So, what's more important when it comes down to it? Getting on base so you can score?
Or winning the
Or
game.
not, or hitting solo home runs because nobody's on base?
Or winning the game.
Well, you can get on base and not score. It takes a clutch at bat to get that runner in. To me, they're about the same. You know, you got to have that player to get on base, but at the same time, that player on base should be hitting the RBIs as well. That means the people in front of him aren't doing well. So to me, it's kind of
Right.
a 50-50
So if you're
thing
not-
there.
you're-
But to
you're
me,
not
the
getting
RBIs mean more.
RBIs
what-
need more?
Yes,
So if there's
because it's not
nobody
his
on
fault.
base-
So how many home runs did this guy hit to get these RBIs?
He didn't hit a home run.
Oh, I
Bohm
thought he was
hit-
saying home
Bohm
runs.
hit one. Bohm who she
hit
said
one,
had
and it was-
two had 2 RBIs, hit 1 2-run dinger.
When Bohm hit the home run, did he go, boom? Boom!
To me, when I look at baseball, when it comes to batting, you got to have the people get on base, but you got to have those clutch at bats to get in. I mean, how many times do you see teams put 3 players on with no outs and they don't score because you can't get
But-
that big hit?
Do you expect
But in
your
the same
one-
aspect, you can hit a home run and score them runs right away. So I don't know. You can really settle the argument. To me, it's a friendly argument there, and everybody has their own views on that. I mean, I think either way, you're both right.
in your 2-hole hitter, if there's nobody hitting behind him to be on base,
The 2-hole hitter, his job is to get on base.
so he's doing his job.
All right, Dustin, just tell
He's doing
Andy
his job.
to talk about something else.
I think, all right, I think we all should agree that when it comes to shit in the bed, nobody does it better than Amber Heard.
Then boom.
Amber Heard said, boom, Johnny Depp, there's some turd in your bed.
There's a turd in your bed.
That's what I fucking thought. Since the second somebody said shit in the bed, you thought that
You
was
thought
like
about Amber Heard.
Yeah, before that point, you thought it was just like, well, nobody would do that, so it's just a saying, you know. And then, there
I
it
got a
was.
jar of dirt.
I think it's weird that the team Mets, right? METS, backwards it's STEM. That's as much as I know about baseball.
I'm gonna start drinking this right out of the bottle.
Yeah, I'm the cause. Thank you.
Well, did you know shit backwards is
Tiss. Yeah. That's exactly the noise that the maid when she saw the poop in the bed. She's like, tiss.
Good Lord.
I love shit.
Anyway.
I love stuff when it's spelled backwards.
So let's move on from that and talk to Justin after I drop my cigarette on the ground.
Table.
Dude, I just dropped my beer. This is so crazy. We're all dropping stuff.
Sweet.
Don't drop your
We're like-
beer. Cigarette, you can
We're
at least
like,
pick up.
we're like the Phillies against the Mets, which, by the way, Bohm dropped the play at third base the other day.
Boom! Boom! I dropped the play.
I'm not talking to you about this anymore.
The guy who's great. So, Justin, we played a little game last week. Nobody knew where you were. I don't know if your vagina was hurting or So we had a little scavenger hunt on where you were. What is it you were up to last week?
Well, I went to MB in NC, which is north of SC. Excuse me. I don't know. I was going to give you shit about NC, but that's an honest mistake. We used to go to North Carolina for Cape Hatteras and whatnot, so I make the mistake all the time. But I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and there's a condo down there that we were working on fixing up, and it's a rental property, so we went down there ourselves, my mother and I, and we had a good time. We ate a lot. I went to the beach a couple times. Really nice beach. The water was not cold enough for me, which is a weird thing to hear, but I don't know. It was kind of too warm. I felt like I was swimming in everybody's piss. And and other than that, we went to a closed down amusement park, and we went to a closed down NASCAR racetrack. So
Wow. So first
all
of all,
together.
I think the
go
first
ahead.
question I got for you out of that is, have you swam in a vat of everybody's piss before?
Yeah, it's
If he's
called
been in
water
a public
park.
pool, he has.
Yeah, it's called a water park. It's called the Lazy River. It's called the Wave Pool. I actually had to piss, and I said to my mom, I got to leave the beach for a few minutes. She's like pointed to the ocean, and I'm like, I don't do that. Like, I know people do that. They take dumps and pisses in the ocean, but like, I just can't do it. And I'm not used to being at the beach long enough to need a bathroom break. So when I do, I don't go out to the beach. So I was going to ask you guys, do you go out to the go out into the ocean and do your business? I'm sure you all
I've
do.
never shit in the ocean.
No. That's
How
No.
do
too
you
much.
wipe your ass?
Yeah, I've never shit in the ocean.
Yeah, no.
Have you pissed in the ocean though?
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. Do you go to
Absolutely.
the ocean when it's bathroom break time?
To pee, yeah.
Okay. See, I don't do
Unless
that.
you're really close to a bathroom. Like if I'm really close to a bathroom, I would go to the bathroom. But if like I'm in Sea Isle or something on just, no, I'm gonna go in the ocean.
Yeah, especially Sea Isle. Yeah.
Fish piss in the ocean. If you're going in there, I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, have you seen people? They're much grosser than fish.
have you ever been in a kiddie pool? How many parents send their kids into kiddie pools?
This
I
is
know.
something I'm learning that I'm not sure if I think I'm a little disgusted by. So
What, that I pee in the
Yes.
ocean?
Yeah. Because everybody gives you the same song and dance. Like the immediate thing that everybody does so they feel less bad about it is they give you the song and dance. Like, what? There's, like they'll give you the mathematics. Oh, there's so much ocean, and you know what else is in there? And it's like still not working for me. It's like if I'm with my friend and they just pissed and they're near me, or like we're bodyboarding something like close together, I'm like disgusted. I'm like, no, that's gross. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now,
Convince
having
me.
said that, I don't do that. It's not like every time I've been to the beach, I'm like, gotta pee, must go in the ocean. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't
Alright, so here's
remember
the
the last
question.
time I have, but I have.
I think Dustin probably has. But I'm going to ask you, because I don't do this. I don't actually remember a time I've ever been at the beach needing to take a piss, to be honest with you. So, you're also pissing your pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Bathing
wearing
suit.
Well, unless
it.
you
Bathing
I mean,
suit.
you can
You
put your
Underwear.
dick out.
You
And
do
do
a
it.
wiggle. You just wiggle around when you're
So,
done.
I was wondering, like, for you as a girl, like, I guess you could just grab a side of the bathing suit and pull it aside and do your business so you're not just pissing straight in your suit.
I wouldn't do that in the no.
That's also hella for sexy time too. It's a nice move.
I'm not
But when
gonna.
you're pissing, it's gross.
I'm not just gonna have my business out in the ocean.
And then you're wearing
Yeah,
you're wearing your piss.
Just do a little wiggle, and it rinses off.
The wiggle rinses it off, Andy.
You just
Come
go
on.
You
somewhere
start
else,
swimming.
spin you around, and then you're fine.
Didn't you ever wiggle your toilet to clean it? You know, like, didn't you ever wiggle your kitchen sink instead of cleaning it or not peeing on it? You just wiggle it, and it's like clean. It's like
You know what? When you're like 10 years old, you really don't care.
Yeah, but
I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's pissed in the water, in a
Yeah.
pool, it's something. Everybody has.
I honestly don't remember a time. Maybe when I was younger, I probably pissed in a pool or something.
Right.
Like,
Just saying, everybody has done it.
I would only feel comfortable doing it if it's a prank. I know that sounds weird, but if I'm like
you
trying
were
to get
in
away
a-
with it, I feel even weirder.
So now here's a question: if you're pool peers, if you're at a private pool at somebody's house and you got a leak, do you piss in their pool?
No,
No.
you don't pee in a
No.
pool.
No, we had a pool one time, and it was above ground, so naturally you had no fun in it. But it had a sign that said, "Welcome to our pool. Notice there's no pee in it. Please keep it that way."
That's funny.
So I always remember that
Yeah.
sign.
Well, I remember a sign somebody had up that said, "We don't swim in your toilet. Don't pee in our pool."
That's a good one.
That
Yeah.
is a good one.
I think pools need to go to like what grown-ups had, the blue dye in the pool that makes urine turn blue.
Imagine if they poured that in the ocean, like right down the shore. You know, like
Right down the shore.
Sea Isle City on like the most congested day, like what you
No,
get.
Wildwood.
Yeah, Wildwood. Yeah,
That'd be
Wildwood.
nasty. I don't think
but
I need
yeah,
to go in the ocean in Wildwood.
people go take dumps and then shake the turds out of their bathing suit in the
That's
ocean.
too much. That's
Yeah.
that's
Dumps are way
So
different.
wait! They're actually shitting in their bathing suit first?
Yeah, I've heard a story. I won't say who it is, but somebody I know, and they've been to the ocean. I've been there with them, and they say, "Yeah, I shit in the
Oh, God.
ocean." And then they told me how they did it, and basically, it's like, unless it's diarrhea, you get a couple turds in your bathing suit, and you just kind of shake them out when they're done.
no.
And yeah,
I mean,
like,
No.
because if
I
I
was
thought if you were
I
gonna
was
do
like-
it, you just go out where it's deep enough, the water's above your waist, and you just gotta, drop ass. You know what I mean? Like,
A fish could bite your butthole. Did that.
Yeah. I don't know why that would be the worst time to bite your butthole, unless they like poop. But
well, it'd be weird. Like I guess if you had a bloody hemorrhoid, it'd be bad. You might get a shark attack in your ass.
you're putting chum in there for them. They're coming at you, shark, and you're like the one with the bloody hemorrhoid. You're like, I don't know how you got here. What drew him here? Fucking bloody hemorrhoid guy taking a dump in the ocean.
Oh my
It's
god.
like one of those things where, like, if you can't like walk out,
What
there
are
with
we
your chest
doing
held-
here?
If you can't walk out of the the water with your chest held high and be like, I just shit, then like you probably shouldn't do it. That's all. That's like the rule for anything. Can you like proudly walk like this, barrel chested, and be like, I just shit in the ocean? Everyone's like, great job. Then don't do it.
Okay, here's a
Anyway.
question though. Legitimate question. What is the difference between peeing, not shitting? You shouldn't shit anywhere but a toilet. So let's just get that out of the way. Peeing in the ocean or peeing in like a parking lot when you're tailgating or something.
You're not
Because
wearing.
people could walk through that. That's gross.
Yeah, but they got shoes on and stuff, and like you're going to tailgate in Philadelphia, so you're gonna be stepping in worse. In my case, or Camden.
Let me ask you this: like, if you're pissing in the ocean and it's a crowded day and there's a lot of people in the water, and you got some kid walking by you or some guy walking by you or girl walking by you within like a couple feet, would you warn them? Be like, sorry, yeah, hey, you might want to move over. I'm pissing.
No.
Or if
No,
they
that's
just
the thing.
feel, or if they just feel some extra warmth on their leg, it's just. they're
You
bad
should
luck.
make sure that you're not near anybody. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
respectful. You
Well,
don't want
don't warn them.
You can walk out there to do your business, and while you're getting ready to do it, somebody starts walking out. While you're doing it, they're walking right by you. And would you, if you saw them, would you want to give them like a courtesy wave or nothing?
I would just leave.
Also, if there's a child near you and you're pissing and you do it, how are you any different from R. Kelly? I mean, seriously, somebody's got to call the cops at that point because there's no wriggle room in there. Like that's like fucking like child something, You probably that's why it's weird altogether. Like there's kids at a beach. Like you shouldn't be pissing on kids. Like if you're pissing in the same ocean as them, it's still weird. But everybody has a different opinion about it. But definitely not shitting. I think we all agree, right? I think we all agree,
Yes.
no shitting.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Have
that's a
you
little
shit
weird.
in the ocean, Dustin? You said no.
Oh, shit in a cornfield before.
Did you wipe your ass with the corn leaves?
Brought some paper towels out there. Didn't use the corn leaves. No. When you get out in the middle of nowhere up here, yeah, sometimes it happens. You need to wait for the corn to be tall enough, but.
You know how like you see those commercials of somebody that like has to take like medication for irritable bowel syndrome or something, like, and then they're normal again. Like, so it shows like the girl like at a concert, and then she's like, "Oh fuck, I can't believe I came to this concert with my problem." So it's like, and then afterwards, it's like, so talk to your doctor about whatever, and then so she's like smiling with her friend somewhere. Like, that's why you don't take a shit at a pool or the ocean, because you don't deserve to go to the ocean. Like, get your shitting schedule under control, and then you deserve to go to the beach. Okay, like I'm gonna go to the beach for a couple hours. Good, I don't have to shit for a couple hours. I'm a normal person. I won't have to shit while I'm there.
What
You
the
know.
hell?
Don't
Get that
just go
under
to
control.
B-dubs right before you go and eat the hottest sauce
Right.
and explode the freaking
What about
ocean.
cornfields? Cornfields are okay because if you're
Yeah,
driving,
cornfields are
and, like,
fine.
Yep.
Cornfields that nobody's gonna see. Nobody's gonna find his shit. Like
But you're
nobody's
still
gonna
Well,
swim in.
the food you
We're
potentially.
fertilizing the crops,
That's
yes.
what I was gonna say. You're just
Yes.
fertilizing. I mean, like that's
Right.
quite
I
different.
don't know if human feces. I'm not sure if human feces works as fertilizer, but it's definitely worth an argument. You know.
I don't know if it
see
grows
why not.
mushrooms like maybe it grows mushrooms like cow poop does. I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
That's why
it
when
depends
you
on
come
what.
up to Minnesota, you see a field and you see some corn stalks higher than the other. People shit there.
I don't know.
my
I mean,
God.
depending on the human diet, I thought that like cow fertilizer was good because of what they ate. I think if,
Yeah,
like,
that's
humans,
usually
like,
how it works, yes.
if a human just ate the most hot dogs, like I don't think like he's gonna grow anything.
McDonald's
We'll throw
isn't
some sriracha down there.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Magic mushrooms. People eat them.
Yeah.
Basically,
They
eat
grow
out of,
cow
like-
poop. Cow poop.
I mean, anybody that's eaten anything from fucking anywhere is come through some shit or dirt, you know? I mean, what Christina was saying earlier, like, you're pissing in the ocean, well, that's like animal piss, all kinds of, sea life piss. But I view that differently, like, than humans. I think humans
That's
are
okay
fucking
to eat?
disgusting.
like you'd be okay to hold a fish over you while it just peed all over you.
I wouldn't eat a fish anyway, but I'd
No,
be less
hold
grossed
a
out.
fish. Hold a
Yeah.
fish and have it pee on you, not in the ocean.
I mean, unless it's like Jennifer Aniston, like, yeah, I'd be more grossed out of like a human pissing on me than a fish. Because I've had a bird on me that shit on me, and I was like, ah, like, but if it was like a human shit on me, I'm like, oh, you're fucking disgusting. Like, kill yourself, So there's definitely a difference,
I think people. I
What-
think there's. That's another thing people probably had happen to them at one point or another. They've had an animal piss or shit on them. I mean, like,
Yes.
I've been shit on by a bird. I've had a hamster. When I was younger, holding the hamster just pisses on you.
Well, they say if a bird shits on you, it's good luck, and if a person shits on you, find something else to do on a Saturday night.
I don't know. There's people that are into that. And maybe Tony's
I know,
out there
I know.
testing that.
Maybe,
Sure.
maybe.
It could be.
What
And
do
if
they
you-
call that? Like a hot something or other.
Golden shower.
Golden
When you're
shower is
getting
piss.
Shit on.
Oh,
Brown shower.
I don't
Brown
know.
shower. They call that hot
Diarrhea,
lunch.
dude.
I don't know. Is that a hot lunch? Is that what that is?
Hot lunch.
So I never
Is this
knew
what's on the
anybody.
schedule for the podcast today? Is this what I signed up for? Talk about shit all day?
I never had
Hey.
anybody that I knew that was into or had been shit on purposefully in bed with a person. I do know a guy who was dating a girl that she liked to pee on him, and he allowed it. And the question I had for him was like you did this in the bed? Like,
Yeah, like not in the shower. Like I could see the shower, but
No, the
yeah,
person
like
I know, she likes to pee on him, but only in the shower.
but that's sort of okay.
you
I
know
mean, more
somebody
okay than what
too?
Andy's
No, it
saying.
isn't.
Huh?
Hey, it's they have rights. That's not the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of. Maybe I've had it done to me, and that's why I'm sticking up for it. But definitely do it in the shower if you think you want to try it.
Yeah. I don't think I'm into that. It's kind of like
I have a friend that kind of has a story of yours where it kind of happened by accident, where the guy was peeing in the shower, because we all do, and when you're in a relationship long enough, you end up in the shower together. And the girl kind of said, "This isn't me. This isn't like one of those things where it's like my friend, and it really means me, but like personally me." And I didn't judge him. He's like he did that, and then they sort of did that, where like it was like, "Hey, I don't think I would mind that," and then it turned into like they would do it, when they got in the shower. And I was like, maybe like 15 years ago when I heard the story, and I wasn't really that turned off by it. I was like, okay, well, at least it's in the shower. It's just all going away. So I kind of have the same feeling about it. Personally, me, I don't want anybody peeing on me no matter where I'm at, nor do I want to pee on somebody. But I can definitely see that, like, not causing a stain, like, in a bed or somewhere. Like, the shower makes the most sense if you want to try that. That's all.
Yeah, I don't understand why people would do it. Then you have to change all your bedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just go to sleep. And you could ruin a mattress that way.
I mean, does that mean you go to sleep with, like, like, with the other stuff on you? Like, if it happens to, like, you still get up and get clean. So, but the piss is weird
And you
because
clean
there's more of it.
Okay. Pee will go through your sheet, through your mattress pad, into your mattress, and you could potentially ruin your mattress. Other stuff, usually you can just wipe off with the towel. And if you've been in a relationship for a long time, you keep towels and or old t-shirts laying around in case that happens.
Or you
it's
start
very
to think,
different. It doesn't get. You're not going to ruin your mattress, but you will if you pee on it all the time.
Yeah. Piss is worse than like
shit. We can talk about pee and shit, but we can't say cum. We have to say other stuff.
All right. Well, cum. Yeah, like that's
Justin started it.
I think if you're looking for somebody to pee on you, then you want pee on you as much as you want cum on you. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing, except what you need to know is that it's worse for the things you're living on and with every day than cum is. At least like with the cum, like the guy sort of hopefully tries to like keep it on you or somewhere, but like with piss, it's like there's so much, like where are you keeping any of it? Like some of it's hitting you, but it's flowing off of you.
You can't control the pee as much. I mean, the biggest thing with the cum is just don't try to get in the hair.
Yeah, like keep it on a person. That's the exciting part. Like, oh yeah, but like you're not like, yeah, I'm going over here and over here and over there. It's like, oh okay, but with the piss, it's like there's so much of it all the time. Like, where's it all going? Yes, viscosity.
Viscosity difference between the two makes one controllable and one not.
But you can't say that the happenstance of somebody excited for it to be on them or to happen is different from the piss if somebody's into being pissed on. I just think that the people that want to be pissed on as much as they want to be come on, there's a lot more to deal with if it's piss. And that's what we need to educate people on.
Yeah, and you have to take proper precautions.
because that's right. This is an educational program, by the way. And
we're turning into...
You need to have a plastic mattress pad.
Right.
You need to have towels.
Right, like you're basically like the couple that like wets the bed. Yeah. Like you have a child that wets the bed, like that's what your bed has to look like.
So you got the keyboard ready?
So fly your freak flag, everybody. Just make sure it's worse to piss on your bed than to come on it.
You got the keyboard ready? The more you
I do, yeah.
Back to school special here on Back Talk.
The more... Wait, you gotta say it. The more you know. Just go ahead. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The more you know.
I was trying to match like each word with the more you know. Oh my gosh. All right, so I think we introduced everybody and talked about shitting in the ocean. So we
And
covered
on the
everything we
bed
needed
and
to.
pissing in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Justin, what else did you do?
Well,
Piss in the ocean.
I did not piss in the ocean. What I did do was I went to the Myrtle Beach Raceway, which still has a sign up, still has 2 walls. Well, part of the walls. You said in the podcast it's 2 walls, but I didn't want people to think it was entire walls. It was actually the part of the wall that says Myrtle Beach Raceway on either end. So I don't know how much experience any of you guys have that like racing, like knowing about that raceway or anything like that. If you've done any of the virtual things on that track or anything like that, I was going to ask you guys since I was there in person. Have you done the Myrtle Beach track in iRacing?
Yeah, we've raced that a couple times. It's big track for legends and short track cars like your late models and things like that. Really fun track to drive, to be honest. It's a shame that it's gone. I think it's only been closed for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it closed down, and that's what I was kind of alluding to earlier in the program when I said, if you got a local track around, go out, enjoy a race, and get a pit pass, go talk to the drivers, get to know the drivers, because if people don't come out and support this, and the people that love doing it, these small local tracks will just shut down and go away. I mean, Dale Jr.'s got a whole show he does on TV about lost racetracks and going to find these old racetracks where they were and stuff like that. So it's a shame. It was a great racetrack. What's your experience with it, Dustin? Have you ran it?
I've ran it a few times. I love the track. You look at some of these tracks that you can't race in real life anymore. iRacing is a good platform to race on them. But no, I love the track. I mean, that's the side we were bringing up, going to visit the local tracks, and it's the truth. No one wants to see these tracks go away. Even if you're not a race fan, most shows are actually pretty good and they're fun to watch. Up here in Minnesota, we're more dirt track, and we got a lot of them around us. And you were saying go down to the pits and visit the drivers. The drivers love visiting with kids and trying to get kids more involved in racing and all that. It's amazing listening to some of these drivers talk to kids.
Yeah. So Justin, going over there and seeing that track. I mean, or seeing what it looks like now? Could you walk in there and look around and almost imagine or put yourself into a frame of mind to imagine the excitement and the things the history probably that has happened at that location?
Well, the first time we went in, we saw a wall, and I'll show you the footage in a little bit. But we went back that night after we had been out, and we said, I don't think we got as much out of it as we wanted to, because we kind of stopped at a certain point because we were in the car at that point, and the road is too gravelly, and you feel like you're going to catch a flat or something. So the second time we went back, we got out, and I said, oh, that building that I was shooting from far away is the fucking wall. I thought it was like a decrepit building because from far away it just looks like white and blue. Here it's that main part of the wall where there's like a blue door that opens up and it goes right onto the track. And then when you turn around and face the wall you came through, it says Myrtle Beach Raceway. And then straight across, I don't know how many 100 yards or whatever, is the same wall, because they kept both of them because they say Myrtle Beach Raceway on them. But everything else is disheveled, gone. Yeah, when we watched it, I was like, what I needed to see, and I did this on this video, which I can share with you guys. What I needed to see was like an old version of the track when it was running, excuse me, and then like new footage of what it looks like now, so you can kind of like blend it over. So once I did that with the video I got, and a video I found on YouTube of everybody bemoaning the closing of it, I was like, oh, I can see now like where I was and how the track was. And what I didn't know until recently was that, and this is stupid, the track goes up on the turns, so like you actually aren't just going straight, you're going like up like this, and that's kind of why when we were looking at it, we were looking at the top of a crater, rather than looking straight across, which is when you're there, you think you're looking straight across, and you can't see down. You can't see over that wall and down. So when we went back the second time, we got a lot of footage of it, and I put this thing together. And if you want to, we can take a look at it. But yeah, it was really cool. I'm a little bit more into NASCAR, I think. As I learn more and more and watch more and more, I'm into it. So
So
yeah,
it
it was.
so yeah. We'll take a look at this here in a second. I'm going to get Christina's perspective on something real quick. Um, but so Myrtle Beach, when you talk about NASCAR, Myrtle Beach Raceway, like the big cup cars, the big names, they weren't running on that track. But it is it was a NASCAR sanctioned track, which they have local sanctioned tracks around the country. Christina and I went to one in Florida when we were down there for Daytona. But these are part of the kind of NASCAR embodiment, right? So it's a little bit more prestigious and things like that to run there, and that's what Myrtle Beach was. But Christina, like we went down to the NASCAR section track there in New Smyrna, Florida. Watched some super late models run, some modifieds run. It's one of the top modified tracks in the country. Like, what was your thoughts of that local NASCAR? Because you have your local tracks, but you have that local NASCAR feeling.
I thought, well, for starters, I kind of felt the same way at that track as I felt at Salem, which is a local track by us, asphalt track. The vibe is interesting because it's very serious, but also a whole lot of fun, and you can tell that it's extremely community oriented, which I think is neat. And I've been to big NASCAR races. I mean, we were in Daytona, and that's an amazing experience. But there's something about small tracks that the vibe is just cool. And what I think is similar from a big NASCAR track to a small NASCAR track is if you go to a NASCAR race, you will make friends with whoever you're around. Sitting in the stands, everybody is just there and chill, and there's no issues. And for all the beer and rednecks, you don't have any problems. And I think these smaller tracks embody that on a smaller scale. So for someone who likes NASCAR, is super into racing, but sometimes those big races are expensive, and we've got kids, and I don't know if my little would sit through a whole long NASCAR race. I think these smaller tracks, similar to how I feel about minor league baseball, it's just so great for families, and it's so great for something to do on a smaller budget. You get the same experience. You get the same, I won't say the same quality of racing, but the same overall feel. But it's just.
So when you say you don't get the same quality of racing, is it because you're saying you don't know the drivers that are driving it? Because we went to our local, we have a track in our town, which is a dirt track. And we went over there during our county fair and watched a race. And I will say, before it got rained out, we watched some of the most exciting racing I think I've seen all year.
Okay, well, I was going to talk about dirt tracks separately because I'm a bigger fan of dirt tracks than I am of asphalt tracks. But talking about the asphalt tracks and how they relate to NASCAR, I feel like it, and I don't know if same quality of racing is the right word. They don't have the names, but it's still really fun. It's still entertaining. It's still a really good time.
So
and then
here's the difference I think you get between a big NASCAR event and these local tracks, but even at like New Smyrna, because we did this at New Smyrna, right? We bought a pit pass. It cost you $25-$30. It includes your admission and your admission to the pits, right? Whereas a NASCAR race, you're going to spend upwards of $50 or more for a ticket just to have a seat. That's not to do any of the other stuff. That's not to go to the fan zone. That's not to do, whatever. So $30 a person.
$50 is a crap seat too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
$30, you get your general admission, pick your seat wherever you want to go. You get a pit pass. You get to go in. You can talk to all the drivers, see their cars. We went there. We knew a guy who was crew chief of one of the super late models that was running there while we were there. So I took some stickers from our league, and he put the stickers on the race car that he was crew chiefing for while we were there. We've done this at multiple tracks, gotten pit passes, taken stickers for our league, and it's the sticker we have is a autism ribbon. It's the puzzle piece ribbon with a 25 on it, and the name of the gentleman with autism that we support in our league, which is Tyler Daniels. And so I would tell you at this point, from doing this and buying a $25, $30 pit pass, we probably have over 100 cars running with that sticker on the car. Just going to these tracks, handing out stickers to the drivers. Drivers are happy to put it on there, and boom. You never get that experience at like Daytona or, going to these big NASCAR events, right? So somewhere like Myrtle Beach, I can get that feel out of that, right? It's a really good kind of experience. And Dustin, what's your experience since you run a track? And then we're going to take a look at this video and Justin will kind of talk us through it. But Dustin, what's your atmosphere like at your track?
Pretty much the same. I mean, to get in the stands, it's $12 to get in the stands, and after the races, you can go out in the pits for free after the races and just go mingle with drivers. And it's amazing. Like in 2 weeks, I'm going down to Boone Super Nationals, IMCA Super Nationals down in Boone, Iowa. And it's pretty much what you're saying. It's $30. You get your general admission seat, go sit and watch the races, and you just go out in the pits. And right now, the last time I heard, there was 700 and some cars signed up, and they're going to get close to 1,000. But it's just amazing going out and talk to the drivers, like I said before. I mean, and just mingle with them, and that's what they want. Hey, I saw your car on the track. You did good, whatever. And that's what drivers want. I mean, but like at our track, like I said, it's $12 to get in and watch the race. You watch the race for 3 hours, whatever it is. We got 6 classes racing. Go in the pits afterwards, and they're just sitting there and selling their T-shirts. I mean, that's what they're after too. They're after, hey, I gained this 10-year-old kid as a fan. Here's a shirt, and all that. Get $10 for a shirt. It helps them race and helps them keep going too. And that's just it. Support the drivers too. I mean, I have more racing driver shirts than probably anybody else that I know, just because I see a driver and hey, I'll buy a shirt and support them because they come and support your local tracks too.
That's right.
Well, one thing I want to say about the kids is we took our boys, both of them, to asphalt track in Anderson, Indiana, and we happen to know one of the drivers. But after the race, during the race, our big one as a teenager, he was down in the pits and he was in the pits. After the race, I took our little one in the pits, who wasn't supposed to be there, but it's fine. And not just the driver we knew, all of the drivers put him in their cars. All of them.
Yep.
All of them put him in their cars. All of them took pictures. Our teenager got to back a car up onto a trailer. Like, people you don't know, if they really are so good to the kids. I mean, it is, and it's just fun. Ear protection for little kids, especially if they have sensory issues. But, it's just a inexpensive way to get that, what they see on TV experience in person. And any driver that we've ever been around has been so approachable.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met a driver that said, "Hey, I don't want people to come and talk to me." And I've met a lot of them over my years. You know, they love it. You know, the ones that you get the drivers that, you know, travel a long distance, some of their local tracks, they're out of there almost right away. But you get the local drivers, they'll sit around there until the last kid leaves the pit area and want to talk to them. Like you said, put them in cars. I mean, I got nieces and nephews that were the same way. The first time I took them to races, I think they sat in like 10 cars that night. And they were just tickled pinks. They got to sit in a race car and got them all hooked on racing, and they love it. You know, it's fun. You know. But
So Justin,
these local tracks, they're awesome.
Let's see what you got. If you could kind of talk us through what you're looking at, so everybody who's not on the YouTube can at least kind of get an idea of what we're looking at, what you're feeling too, right? So.
So this is what I was talking about. We're going to show you some footage. Like I said, I wanted to do the cutaways so that you can see like what it is now. So I kind of tried to do a good job that way so you could see what I was seeing versus like in its glory days. Now, it only closed 2 years ago. So let me get my screen going here. And that's the guy right there. I'm going to go live on this guy. So anybody who wants to go ahead and watch this can do that, and I'll play it. What I will say before I play is that this did make me do some research. It was opened in 1958 as a dirtway, what are they calling that? Started as non-asphalt.
Dirt track, yeah.
Dirt track, yeah, easy enough. And notable things about this is that all of the Petties drove here, and 3 generations of Earnhardts have taken a green flag around the asphalt over that spans 0.538 miles. So that's information to know if you know NASCAR. And 1958 is when it started. And somebody named, do you guys know this name? Billy Hardy became a co-owner in 1987. Does that name ring a bell? Anybody?
Not to me. I don't know that one.
Maybe somebody knows, but here we go. Let's see if I can get this playing. This is weird. I don't know how to make this play and then cut back to you guys. So I'll try to. Are you guys seeing it play?
Yep. We got it.
All right, cool. All right. So that's the sign. I'll go back a little bit. I kind of slowed it down a little bit, but the sign is very much still up. There it is, right there. It says NASCAR. What I thought was funny, it says "Be a part of history." This place is definitely history right now. And there's some nice trees. Love the palm trees. So this is driving in. I'm not sure. I didn't see too much footage of like people driving in there and how the how you park there and whatnot. But these are some tires that were left there. That's the far wall. You're about to go see me actually get out of the car. Actually, first here is that wall. That same wall in its glory days. There's an above view. And back to my footage of the track, sans asphalt. There's still that center part you can see there. I did take some asphalt while I was there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but anybody wants me to mail it to them if they want it. I took some asphalt. There's that same wall. You see that blue door right there? What do they call that? They call that blue door.
Entryway. Yeah.
Entryway.
Track entrance for the fans.
You go right through there, and you're right there, which I did. So when you approach the area, you have to go through that door, and then you turn and you see this wall here that's still standing. And we were trying to figure out like where the stands were, because none of that is like there's none of that here now, as you can see in my footage.
Flag stand is gone too, I guess now.
You just even with maybe with a non-NASCAR person like me and my mom. Like, we couldn't picture this white building over here, anything like that. I couldn't figure where the stands were. This blue door is still there in the wall. So when you pull up, you're kind of behind that. You're facing the behind this wall. So when you go through these doors, which is kind of like up like a crater, you can turn around and see that this wall is very much still standing. Pretty much still looks the same way. So I intercut some of the footage. This is interesting because this is a video from the last day of the track being opened in 2020. This guy walking here, his car was the one you saw broken down, so he just wanted to cross the track one last time, so he did it there. And that's him again. And like I said, this is the last day the track was open in 2020. That guy is doing a burnout or whatever you call it, like last time on the track for the fans. And then back to my footage, kind of from the same vantage point. And there's the track where it used to be. And there's back to them, last day of the track being open. Nice little group picture, standing against that wall that I was just showing, this one here. And you can see it opened in 1958 and it closed in 2020. So, yeah, that was a fun time because my mom had every intention of taking me to a NASCAR race without knowing that it had closed 2 years prior. So, a little bit of a moment on our part. But
Well, that's really neat but now seeing after you went there and you went back and you saw some of this footage,
yeah,
now can you take yourself back to that place where you were when you were on that track and kind of imagine and say, oh well, like this is and to be standing really where Earnhardt's and Petty's
yeah.
have
I mean,
right? Like,
even as like as it like I'm not a NASCAR person, it's like it's still like important, you know. Like I was like like when I looked up the Petties were there and like Dale Earnhardt's dad, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s grandfather was there and all that shit. Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I mean even if like I said, like from a point of view of me who's only like kind of like somewhat into racing, like if at all, it's still pretty cool. And like I said, I had every intention of going to see this like this race, whatever they were doing at this time, only to find out that because our heads are up our asses about NASCAR, neither of us knew that they had closed this for the past 2 years. I pause here if you can still see the screen because this is the first trek we did. And then that night we went home and said, well, what did we miss? Because all I saw was a decrepit building with like some blue stuff. And here, you guys know, this is the wall that I was on the other side of,
yeah.
So with the blue door. When you're looking at it this way, that was the confusing part. You're basically looking at the race, but you're kind of like below it. So you kind of have to go up a hill, which you can't tell because when you're looking at like landscape from this point of view, you can't tell that you have to go up to that and then down, and then the track is there. So we just thought we were seeing like that white building you saw in the video that was like taken down. Like I don't know what I was looking at, but here's some tires here. We don't know what they were used for, if they were there the whole time. There's the far wall again. My mom said that too. And there's that same wall. So I tried to do the cutaway so you could see kind of where it's at. Nice above view. You could see like how vast it is. And then there's kind of like, I kind of stayed on one side. I didn't really run to the other end where this other wall is. You can barely see it there. But I stayed near this wall. My mom took part of the letter. So there's that same wall. So that part right there, when we came into the video, when I was saying I was filming what I didn't know, it was this wall and this blue part from the other side. None of these stands were there, none of this building. I thought maybe I was seeing like the breakdown of this building, this white building somehow, but I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't watch any of these videos first. Went back that night, watched it, and actually maybe for a video for another time, we went to a dolphin tour where you could see dolphins in the water. And on our way back, we went back, and that's where a lot of this good footage is from, where we actually knew where we were. There's that nice little move that this guy does the last time he's on the track. This video is a really cool thing to watch. If you want to go on YouTube and search Myrtle Beach Raceway, you'll see the video that I pulled this from. Probably from the point of view of like how you guys would feel about your local track. A lot of nice things are said. And they actually did say something like, you never know when your track's going to go away. So make sure you take advantage of it while it's there. And that's about it. That's my lot.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Justin. I think
that's awesome.
I couldn't wait to share it. I knew you guys like this is like a shoe-in for that kind of stuff. So I was excited.
Well,
to share
just
it.
seeing Myrtle Beach now, the way it looks, what I know what Myrtle Beach was. I mean, it's amazing what can happen in a couple of years. What happens to a track after it closes?
I mean, who came in and took all that asphalt? Like you guys were saying like a couple weeks ago, like maybe a month ago, you were saying that they broke down a certain track only to do something else to go ahead and pull it up again. I can't remember what it was, but like I'm just like imagining.
Yeah, the LA Coliseum. So NASCAR built for a exhibition race. It's not even a points race.
A one race.
Doesn't count in the season. They did it before Daytona, which I don't think they should be racing before Daytona anyway. That's kind of a tradition. But they built a racetrack, short track, asphalt, around the LA Coliseum, or inside the LA Coliseum. Around the football field, whatever. And then tore it down. Because it's a turf field, I believe, or I don't know. Anyway, because of the football
I don't know if
field,
it's natural gas in it.
because of the football field, they couldn't leave it up because the football field wouldn't drain because you've got you got enough of a banking on the track that all the water is going to rush to the field, and the football field wouldn't drain. So they ran this race and then tore all the asphalt out. And then they decided after that, a couple months later, we're going to do it again next year. Now they're going to go back and build another asphalt track just to tear it down one more time.
That was the dumbest race I've ever watched in my entire life.
I didn't watch it.
It was the track. They say it was a short track. It's like you might as well have had those cars driving around my house. Like, it was a mess. It was just.
Well, we've all in gym class ran the track, around your high school football field, right? Like for gym class, you all had to go around the track. I mean, basically what they were doing in cars.
It was not entertaining. It was stupid.
It's like, you had to do that for the mile, run the mile. You had to run around your track, your football
now,
field.
Now, if they're going to do stuff like that, why not go to these places like if Myrtle was still around? Or New Smyrna, or Colorado National, or somewhere like that, to where there's already a track built. You have less. They're going to sell less tickets because you have less grandstands, right? But
they gave away tickets for that, though.
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's on TV, it doesn't matter where the fuck it is, right? I mean, you would think.
Right.
Exactly.
Just take it to these local tracks. Especially, you have all these NASCAR sanctioned tracks that Myrtle was part of, right? Mm-hmm. That you could take this exhibition event to. And bring that big national NASCAR conglomerate to a local track field. And then, not only that, you're now promoting some of these local tracks that people might say, hey, I'm going to go check that out. Or, not then, but maybe they're like, oh, NASCAR ran here. We're going to go check this out. It's just going to help them out. Instead,
I think our
these
track
tracks
in Salem.
like Myrtle. Yeah, well, the track in Salem, first of all, I'll talk about the track in Salem, which is only 30 minutes from our house. Salem, Indiana.
It's a nice track.
Huge history. Drivers like A.J. Foyt, Jeff Gordon, Ty Gibbs, if you're talking about recent drivers, have ran and won there. They still run the ARCA series there now. So much history to something like that. In fact, the way that track is built, it's a model. I don't know which one came first, but they call it Bristol Junior because the track is almost identical to Bristol Motor Speedway. So bring it somewhere like that. Bring these hometown feels instead of building it at the LA Coliseum, where you got to give away tickets just so Pitbull can come out and have a concert during the race, and put a track in and then tear a track out. It's just, it drives me insane. In fact, Justin, downright makes me angry.
Well, that's one of the things. A lot of your big NASCAR drivers, they started at their hometown dirt tracks, their hometown asphalt tracks, A
Yep.
lot of these tracks, like Salem, we're talking about, Anderson, that's near us, they're not in, super rich areas like LA. Think of the economic boost that these small rural areas could get where a lot of the drivers are from. Like,
Yep.
why would you? LA doesn't need any help. Well, it needs help, but not like in this aspect.
Not financially.
It needs to
Yeah.
fix its smog problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why wouldn't you, if you're really gonna do something like that, go to the roots of these drivers, which are the tracks in Minnesota, the one, like your rural tracks that these guys grew up racing on, that their kids are gonna race on. It just, I mean, NASCAR does have a lot of history, so it just makes sense.
It's poserish,
do that.
and that sucks
It
in
is.
any aspect, like of anything you're talking about. Yeah, like like go fucking where like true NASCAR fans are, not like hopefully Brad Pitt shows up if you have it in LA. Like that's some bullshit, Like it's
Well,
not
they
for
walked
them.
around UCLA and USC and gave out tickets to go to fill the place.
Yeah, the people that like are in an area where they probably don't even fucking care about it. It'd be like asking me, and I'd be like, I've got no problem with like I'd probably end up liking it, but like you should go ask somebody that's like been wanting to be here for like 25 years, like. And I say the same thing about having the event there. Like, what the fuck are you doing in LA? It doesn't make fucking any sense. Like, go do like what you're saying. Go where like the true fans of NASCAR are.
Could you imagine if let's say 4 years ago, NASCAR did an exhibition event at Myrtle Beach? Do you think Myrtle Beach is closed now?
Nope.
No,
No.
because it'd be on the map because of that,
Right.
right? So what do they have against doing that? Like, why did they want to do it in LA?
It's
I don't
all
understand.
about the dollar. And if they're going to spend money in LA to put in a track and tear a track out, put in a track and tear a track out, and you're saying we're going to do something for LA, well, fucking build some goddamn houses for the people for all the homeless people out there in LA.
Right.
Spending all that money on asphalt that's going to get tore up.
That's a lot of work,
Look
too.
at what the drivers individually do, though. Like, not NASCAR as a company. If you look at what the drivers, because when Kyle Larson was suspended for that year, he raced at our local dirt track in town, and that drew huge crowds. And I know he was doing it to, for his own benefit also, but he went to all these dirt tracks, and as a name, he drew fans and money and economic benefit to these small areas. He didn't just go tool around LA.
Right.
So NASCAR should learn from its drivers.
Well, NASCAR did it last year because it was the weekend before the Super Bowl or the weekend after the Super Bowl. So they were trying to take advantage of the people there I think it was the weekend before.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've got NASCAR there, and then of course the whole week. What people don't realize is you have the Super Bowl. It's one day in a city, but for the whole week, there's events. There's things you can go to for the NFL and football and stuff like that. So they were trying to take advantage of that. Obviously, it didn't work if they had to give away tickets.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like these people that probably paid good money to go watch this race, and then they found out how many people got free tickets to go to the event. I mean, how would that make you feel? You paid a premium price to go watch this race there. I know a lot of people that did, but then you find out to fill the stadium, they gave away all these free tickets. It's like, hey, I could have just shown up and got a free ticket.
Yeah, like just because you wanted to go means you should have to pay. Like that's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's almost like they advertise Pitbull to be playing and say, hey, Pitbull's playing. You want to go watch him?
Well,
and
that's
if
what they said Pitbull's playing, and they walked around the USC campus and gave a bunch of college kids who don't give a shit about NASCAR free tickets.
Yep.
Well, if you're going to a NASCAR thing to see Pitbull play, then you should just walk into a volcano. That's what I say. Just do that.
Well, what they were doing is trying to fill seats.
Yeah. Well, they don't have
to. It didn't last.
If they put it in a place where they had true NASCAR fans. You know, it already had like a fertile NASCAR following. You know, like what Andy's saying, what all you guys are saying. Like, just do it somewhere that exists. Do it in Myrtle. You said it was before Myrtle closed, so do it there. Like, keep these places afloat. You know, God forbid.
Well, it's like I look up here in Minnesota, Elko Speedway would work great too. I mean, a lot of people would just flock up to Elko and southern the cities up there, and just flock to that track. The track's good and all that. It's an awesome track. ARCA races there, but you can do it at Bowman Gray as well. I mean, just to keep these tracks going. I mean, to me, they should be supporting the other series.
That's the thing, right? Like, so you watch the stuff you watch on TV with ARCA, NASCAR, Truck Series, Xfinity Series. They all run the weeks. They're all in the same place, right? They all run the same track. You watch the ARCA Series, Truck Series, or the Xfinity Series, and it's half empty.
Yep.
To begin with, you send that ARCA Series somewhere else. Like when it comes to Salem, packed, jam packed. Yeah, it's a small. You don't have as many, seats available or whatever, but it's jam packed. And you're bringing that NASCAR kind of world into these smaller areas. When they went up and ran the Indianapolis road course, NASCAR did, but they sent the Truck Series over to IRP. And for what people don't, that's Indianapolis Raceway Park, which is now Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
Yep.
That small track up there was packed. Like,
well, something that NASCAR bets on too for its fans are your diehard rural fans. So, and it talks about, small town and community, and that's its advertising, and it plays up on that, the roots of racing and all that jazz, and then goes to the Coliseum. So, I mean, it's a little hypocritical, to be honest. And I'm moving from a largely populated area to a rural area. I'm a big proponent of bringing things back to rural America to kind of, keep them going. So I think NASCAR, if they're going to use farmers in their ads, they should go to where the farmers are.
Yeah, it is very hypocritical that they're not in these, more rural areas. It doesn't. You got. So for people who don't understand the way NASCAR works, when you talk about where NASCAR races, and what tracks they go to, for the big series, the big NASCAR series, there's two or three ownership groups that own every single track that they run at. And they won't run at something that's outside. They don't want to take away from their ownership groups to run somewhere else. So it's really, pay your buddies, not pay your fans, when you start thinking about the way NASCAR works.
Support your local tracks, people.
Well,
that's right. Yeah.
Sorry, before I forget, we talked to, like I said, when I was showing you the clip, we talked to some locals there, and one of the guys, we actually, this is so weird, we haven't even gotten into the topics yet today. I'm going to throw another one at you. It's just so weird. So we obviously stopped at, my mom is crazy about thrift store and yard sales, all right? I like to say I am a little bit, but not as much as her. But anyway, we found a yard sale. It looked like it was at a decrepit Burger King, and I turned out to be correct, because when I was asking the guy that was hosting the event, this yard sale, he said, "Yeah, this Burger King closed down shortly after somebody came in and killed the manager.
Oh God.
Now we looked this up. If you look up Myrtle Beach and Burger King and Murder Beach. If you look up Murder Beach and Burger King, eventually it'll come up. I didn't have the information ready because I didn't think I was going to talk about it. But anyway, we're on the site of this old Burger King that closed down, and the guy's saying about I mentioned a amusement park that closed down, which was also something we visited, was the Hard Rock Park. They opened it up down there. It was supposed to be like the next big thing. It was going to draw everybody down to Myrtle Beach. It stayed open for about 9 months. And it closed. Well, you could still go there, and you could see the sign and the area where it used to be. You could see part of the sidewalk that they made. It's this huge Gibson guitar, like a whole thing. You know how like you see a Hard Rock thing, it's always a guitar or something. It's like a Gibson guitar. So you can still see where that was and all that stuff. So anyway, I was talking to the guy after we had gone to this area, and my mom was like saying, what do you know about Hard Rock? And apparently this is the best guy to talk to because he knew everything about everything. He's the reason why we knew that the NASCAR place was closed before we even went there. We said we still have to go there to see what it looks like. And he said something that you guys are all hitting on, like which is you got to take care of the local. Yeah.
Justin, time out. Yeah. For those watching on YouTube, our dog can get up on the bar.
Oh wow!
And that's how she has been getting solo cups. We have not been able to figure out.
Oh,
getting solo cups and them.
This sucks. The only reason why I didn't stop talking is because my camera's over here, and what I could see you guys doing is over here. So I was like, just looking at the camera, but I would have seen that and stopped. Wow. Okay, so mystery solved.
Yeah, she's in.
How's she getting up there?
She jumps on the bar stool, then gets up. She's a special dog.
She's getting up there for red solo cups. What is your dog named? Toby Keith?
Might as well be. She's her wine like her mother.
Well, my whole point was that he said you got to take care of the locals. It's something that the park, when it opened, they just wanted to attract everybody that wasn't from Myrtle Beach to come in, and they didn't take care of the local people. So I think that kind of harkens back to that. When you're talking about people down south, they seem to be really nice, and they really just want to do what they do. And I can respect that, so that's about it. I want to say it before I forgot. But look up Myrtle Beach, Burger King, and murder. It's quite an interesting story.
Justin was there.
I was at that Burger King, yes, and it is closed. They can no longer be a Burger King.
Is it? So we sent
maybe
Dustin in. We could send Dustin in to do a ghost hunt.
I don't know. My mom was haunted. My mom's handbag was haunted. She kept pulling it out and buying more stuff with this thing.
Her money kept disappearing?
Yeah, her money kept disappearing. We've also stuff in there.
You do ghost hunting stuff?
Always wanted to. I've had my experiences with ghost hunts, and I love them. I wouldn't mind doing my own, but I like going on trips and looking for ghosts.
So I filled in for you when we talked about ghosts and shit, and I said they're probably real, and everybody shit all over me. Not literally.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Last week's podcast, we're not rehashing it.
We don't have to. I'm just telling Dustin about the last time I was on.
I didn't really shit on you.
Christina apparently doesn't watch the podcast or listen to the podcast when she's not on it.
I'm a busy person.
Yeah.
I have a question for Andy. Did our guest last week send an email?
No.
So
that's the thing. When you're on the show, you don't send emails. I'm not even reading Brad's email this week. It wasn't even worth it. Yeah. So
it's just
our
like
guest last week's defense. We were a little busy planning this, getting ready to go with the trip up here with the fair and all that. So I know that's what I'm going to get out of her. So we'll probably get an email next week for next week, and that's exactly what she's going to say.
I watched last week. You guys it was a good episode. I have just want to talk about the I don't really need a hall pass because I'm single, but my celebrity crush is Jake Gyllenhaal. Which is weird because I'm not gay. I would never do anything with a man, but I just have never seen anything. I've never seen Jake Gyllenhaal do something I didn't like.
But what you're saying is, if you had the opportunity to do something with a man, and he was available.
Yes, and I would definitely. I know girls like him, so I would definitely gush and I'd be like, "Look, I got to hook up with Jake Gyllenhaal, and you didn't." So that's just my reasoning to tell you, everybody, remind you, watch the movie Nightcrawler that he's in, because if you're not already convinced of my answer, male or female, you will be after you watch that movie. My female celebrity crush, and I actually wrote a letter to her, was Danielle Fishel, which you guys didn't say her correct name, but that's the real name of the woman that played Topanga. Danielle Fishel. I was trying to find when I laughed my ass off when somebody brought her up, because I was like trying to find that red notebook where I wrote letters to people I never sent, and one of them was fucking Topanga.
Yes, she was one of them. And it's funny because we brought her up, and I think she was kind of a late addition to the discussion, but I swore, and I don't know if you heard about, having a girlfriend that looked like Martina McBride and things of that sort. So
I was trying to guess who it was.
I swore Christina's freshman year roommate looked almost exactly like Topanga.
No, she did not.
Danielle Fishel.
She did not. She was Hispanic, and she had really, really dark hair, and she was really tiny, and she was pretty. She was very pretty.
Her face and everything looked just like Topanga.
No, she did not look like Topanga.
Has anybody ever made the joke Topanga sounds like Tobang yet?
So should we ask Christina who her celebrity crush and
her hall pass is? Yeah.
Are?
Celebrity crush and hall pass. My hall pass would be Jennifer Aniston. Because I don't know what Topanga looks like right now. There you go.
So I get a hall pass and I have a celebrity crush.
Well, yeah, the celebrity crush, like it seemed like
same person.
Well,
but
based on last week, it seemed like celebrity crushes were based on like more like closer to childhood, so you might have outgrown them. So you might have had like Jonathan Taylor Thomas when you were a kid, but now you have Brad Pitt.
No.
You might not want to fuck Jonathan Taylor Thomas as a hall pass, but you might want to fuck Brad Pitt as a hall pass.
So my hall pass would be Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides.
I don't even know what that is, but you can.
Who I am going to see in September with my teenager.
Is that a show or a band?
It's a band.
Okay.
It's a terrible band, and she has changed her hall pass, by the way.
No,
I can't weigh in.
My celebrity crush is Kenny Omega, who was my original hall pass. And if I could have two, I feel like if I'm gonna pick a hall pass, that person should be good in bed. And I feel like Kenny Omega, while he's cool and will be cool to hang out with, and he is a celebrity crush, I don't think he gets a lot of, I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't be as good in bed. So like if you're going to do a hall pass, it should be good. So that's why the hall pass is different than the celebrity crush. So because I wouldn't want to necessarily hang out with, well, I would, but I would want to date.
You fucking bored the shit out of Justin just now, and he fucking left.
Yeah, he just left.
You know what? Don't ask me questions then that you don't want full answers to. Because I have very specific reasons for them being two different answers. There you go.
So your hall pass is some guy who's in a terrible band.
He's a beautiful human being, yes.
Okay.
Who's your who's your hall pass?
Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by my two little nieces. They watched a loon go underneath the water and pop up about 90 feet away from us. They're bedazzled out of it.
Do you know that band? Or is it just me?
I don't think I know that band.
Okay. Well.
So that's the big thing, right? Christina has a hall pass, and if she ever was able to cash in on her hall pass, she would tell everybody, and they'd be like, "Ooh, ooh."
I probably wouldn't
Like,
even
there's no
do
high fives for that.
What?
There's no high fives or, go you. Like, everybody be like, who the fuck?
Honestly, it don't
Oh,
matter about the high fives to me, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in it for the high fives. Everybody I know at work would be like, Kenny Omega who? So I mean, like, it's all a matter of perspective.
Well, exactly.
Right.
Kenny Omega.
Well, half the people will be doing the same thing with mine, too.
No, I think a lot of people. She's more mainstream. Dustin's was Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so annoying.
It's just the fiery red hair. I'm sorry.
Well, whatever. Whatever floats your boat.
I like Becky Lynch.
She named her child after a ingredient of gumbo.
Which is?
Rue.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Which is
Good thing
actually
it's not
a
like-
very Irish name as well, which is something she is.
Here's my daughter, Tarragon.
And it's also the name of a Disney character.
Yeah.
Disney character.
Huh?
Roo.
Rue.
Rue.
Rue from what?
Kangaroo.
From
Winnie the Pooh?
yeah.
Yeah, from Winnie the Pooh. You had Kanga and Roo.
Yeah.
So you named it after a cartoon baby kangaroo, and that's better than a gumbo ingredient.
Well, if you don't like gumbo, you're not from like.
I do. I just don't think you should name
Nolans.
your children after food.
Or
How y'all say
or it
Nolans? You
goes
say
back to
Nolans?
Her heritage.
Mm.
One or the other.
I think it goes back to her heritage.
Well, of course you would say that.
Well, I just learned that about 5 seconds ago. So
So I know we were gonna we're running along on non-topics today, so it's kind of I don't know if we even want to get into topics or keep just bullshitting.
I think we can get into one. I was excited about one topic.
The song
yeah, I was
lyrics.
excited about one too.
No, not that one, because I
The
need more
video
time
game
to. I need more time to work on the song lyric one, or else I just.
I
won't
wanted
be
to
like-
talk about
So
Nirvana.
you're telling me you can't sing for me, the Joker?
Yeah, you want me to?
So
Do
you
it.
Yeah, I
we
could
can
do that
all
one.
hear. So we can all hear. I like your peaches, and I want to shake your tree.
That wasn't dirty until Face Off came out when he's like, Peach, I could eat peach for hours. Have you seen Steve Miller, man? He needs all the tricks he could use.
So we're gonna get an awesome rendition of a song here from Justin of the Joker, so that he can sing the dirty song. Like there are tons of dirty song lyrics in that song. By the way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Christina. What are some of yours? She was excited to get into it, so.
Well, no, my one is Heart Shaped Box by Nirvana.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is all about Courtney Love's vagina. The whole song.
Is it really?
Yes, it really is.
So at one time it was like decent. You're saying, or is that just from like a heroin
Probably.
addict? It's like
Wait, the whole
heroin
song
addicts
is
like
what? Because you broke up.
Heart Shaped Box. Heart Shaped Box. The name of the song and the Heart Shaped Box is Courtney Love's vagina. Kurt Cobain wrote an entire song about her vagina.
and
Which
Kurt
I
Cobain also
think
has a
is
song called "Moist
first of
Vagina"
all,
too.
It's also in my opinion, and this is the unpopular opinion, because apparently they changed the world of music, but I think Nirvana is garbage.
Well,
Yeah,
nobody
get
asked.
out of here, Andy.
Yeah, nobody asked you. 0 people.
It's
What did
so
you listen to?
fucking
What did you listen
whiny
to while?
and It's so
He listened to
whiny
80s
and
hair
low.
bands.
You listen to what?
You listen to 80s
Hair bands?
The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
grunge movement he thinks is trash.
I didn't say that at all.
Which grunge band?
Maybe
do
he
you
likes
like?
Bush. Maybe he likes Bush,
I love Bush.
who wouldn't be anywhere without Nirvana existing.
Which, by the way,
Bush
I
the
started
beer,
watching
Bush
that.
the band.
I started watching that thing about the Woodstock
Without
Oh my
me?
God. What a you jerk, Andy.
Oh, you dick.
Why would you
Like,
watch that without me?
Because
Hey,
you
can you
always
play
sit down
something
and
for
watch
Christina
TV
when
with me.
Christina's angry?
If we're sitting down to watch TV, if we're sitting down to watch TV, she's playing on her phone, so it doesn't fucking matter what's on TV.
He puts on the stupid ass League of Their Own series, not Woodstock. He plays that
I
at
don't
2
know
in the
what.
morning when he can't
I don't
sleep.
think anybody knows what she just said, so it's cool.
League of Their Own?
There's a new Prime series on the movie League of Their Own, and he puts
Nuh-uh.
that on last night. And so,
What
of
do they-
course, I'm going to play
I
it.
put it on
What's
at
that
11
about?
o'clock last night.
Is that
when she
decent?
was going to bed. Like,
Never
this-
had
is
to
this-
put on the Woodstock.
Is this a TV show based on the movie, or is it like a behind the
Yes.
scenes of the movie?
it is kind of. I watched the first episode. There is almost no comparison to the movie so far. First of all, and I hate that they do this. I've said this 100 times over on this podcast. I hate that Hollywood and people do this. I'm not a racist person. I don't see color. I see people. But the first episode starts off with, first of all, League of Their Own unfortunately, didn't have any black people. But that was the time. Right?
Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
That started, this whole show starts off with a black girl going to the tryouts and getting turned away, and now she's a main character, I guess. I only watched a episode and a half, but I guess she's a main character trying to get into the league. So we're trying to, I don't know, pull racism into this show.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it's hard to say something like without seeming like you have like a cross to bear, but like it is kind of like, stop shoving this like woke bullshit down my throat kind of thing,
Right, because
like
you're
not
it's
gonna
not, we understand the time. Everybody understands that time and that generation and what was going on then. But like,
right.
Don't
Yeah.
change things to try to promote an agenda.
Well, I think that
or what, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to be worrisomely racist about it. You could be sexist about it too, because they're doing that with women. I mean, look at the new Star Wars. It's like the main chick they used in that,
Oh,
like
it's
the
outright
character
sexist too.
has yeah. But if you like Star Wars growing up, and you're seeing like 7, 8, whatever the last three, it's like the main character is like has no, there's like it's like the Mary Sue that came up in the name for it. Like all the real fans are like, she's a Mary Sue, like she's a woman and she's so powerful, like she has no like she can defeat anything. Like there's anything that happens in like a normal like span of like something doesn't happen to her because she's more powerful than anything. And like it's not earned or anything, but it's because she's a woman, and God forbid it looks like she's powerless. Like, I don't know how to put it, but like the same thing you're saying, it's like there's no need for that.
In the first episode, this is what I gathered out of the first episode. Okay? They're pushing racism was happening, which we all know it was happening. We don't deny it was happening, and we don't agree with that it happened, but that was what happened, right? It's overtly sexist. The owner of the league is mad because the girls don't look like hot babes. They look like ball players.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're going to, quote, improve history, which I get the concept, like history sucked. So when you make a show, why would you make the show as racist as history was? So, but then you're still going to make the show as sexist as history was. Like, if you're going to do the whole thing, then do the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't get to the third part yet.
Sorry, I wanted to interrupt you.
Well, they didn't.
So
I mean, they didn't want to bring the.
sexist, right? He wants hot babes playing baseball. Doesn't think anybody's going to come see the games. And then half of the Georgia Peaches, which is far from the movie. Half of the Georgia Peaches, or not Georgia Peaches, Rockford Peaches, because it was Rockford, Illinois. The Rockford Peaches, half the team is lesbians.
No, because you got to do that thing too.
Yeah.
Whereas in the movie, they were like women whose husbands were fighting in the war, and they were waiting to find out if they were the one.
Classes and all this stuff.
And they're doing
which is
that.
Fine.
They have the push towards trying to make them ladies, but the one lady so far that we've met in the series, and I'm only a show and a half in, so I can't talk much about it. But the one lady they talked about that has a husband in the war wants to leave her husband, gets drunk and writes him a letter. We don't know what's in the letter, but wants to leave him. She ends up hooking up with a girl, and the girl says, "Oh, I figured." So now it's the only girl that we've talked about that has a husband fighting in the war is a lesbian
and having an affair.
So are these women on a baseball team together, or are they in prison? Like, seriously, like
Baseball team.
I mean,
so that's where we are with that, and I'm a little disappointed in the direction they're pushing this show, because you're basing it off a movie which I thought was a great movie about the history.
Yeah, you don't need to touch it. You don't need to rebirth
happened.
it, anything like that.
You know, the baseball field that was filmed at is actually in Indiana. It's in Evansville, Indiana. We have been there. They still have. Nice. They still have in the stands. They still have the signs up that says Rockford Peaches and stuff like that. It's really
so cool
to go there and be like, this is where all that happened, and to see a good minor league baseball game while you're at it. But like,
yeah, I would visit that. I love that movie. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that movie at all.
Really cool. It's really cool.
But what it sounds like they're doing to this show, I mean, for me personally, like the whatever they're doing wrong starts with redoing it. Like, leave it alone. There's nothing you're gonna do to make it better, and it sounds like what you're saying is like.
Show.
Yeah. Come up with something else. Like, they already did that. Like, fucking Penny Marshall directed that to completion. Tom Hanks was in it. Fucking Lori Petty. Everybody that's good. Gina Davis. Like, you don't fucking need. Madonna was fucking in it. You don't need to do that again. Like, you don't.
Right.
What's left? I mean, I think our show should just turn into, like, every week we should talk about what else they're gonna fucking reboot that they haven't done yet, because they're gonna do it. And
I'm gonna watch it through. I am. I'm gonna watch it through just because now I've started this and I gotta see it, because I also want to give a shout out and props to the girl. I don't know her name, and I'm sorry, and I'll try and find out by next episode. But the girl who does play the black girl trying to make the team is a very, very good actor. She plays the part really well.
Is it somebody you've seen before, or is she like an unknown?
No, I've never seen her before. And so she does her job well, but I think the whole writing, from what I've seen, the whole direction of this show, it's just like everything else. We went to Saved by the Bell reboot, and I think we've got like gay people or something on Saved by the Bell. It's like we have to go, and just because we're putting on a show, we have to have inclusion of everybody, and that's not that that's a bad idea, but if you're rebooting something that you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, and you have to wonder about, like, the LGBTQ, like, if there was so much up in arms about we're not being represented, Like, I would think that, like, the way that they're shoehorning it in, like, they can't even be happy with it. Like,
No,
how
I wouldn't
pathetic
think
would
so.
that be? You know,
It's
if
like
they're like, yeah,
you're
finally.
forced. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
force feeding it. I mean, you had one of the best shows that I think in the history of sitcoms that the LGBT community should be proud of is Will and Grace.
Yeah, like, what happened to that? Like, they even brought that back. Like, why, you know, not to say that they only need one show that's a good representation, but, like,
Yeah, but
yeah, like, why don't you hear anything about that?
That was a great. Yeah, you don't have to have a show to have representation, but that was something. Now, why is every director or everything in Hollywood have to be inclusion based on everything and everybody instead of sticking to a story, especially on a reboot?
Yeah, and especially to reboot. Yeah, it's like to reboot something completely differently and to shoehorn that in. Like, I don't know who that's for. Like, yay, I'm represented. Like, why is that? Why are you falling for that? Like, you know, like, just.
So what are
Go
they
watch
trying to
something
say?
else.
But what are they trying to say when half the team is lesbian, right?
Yeah, and they got to make all the women
Are
lesbian.
they trying to say? Are they trying to say that like women? You know, you can spin this the other way. Are they trying to say women ball players are lesbian?
I just assumed every female athlete was a lesbian, so that's the show for
I think
me.
that's true. I feel like that's not true.
I mean, that's just.
I want to go on the record as saying I was
they're
joking.
portraying this, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's like, or bisexual or whatever. Because the one girl, so the girl who hooked up, or that's married, and hooked up with a woman, then gets upset and butthurt when that woman she hooked up with leaves with a man from the bar.
That's also playing to your male audiences.
yes, it sounds like it. Yeah, like, and are the chicks hot? Because, like, you know, not every lesbian couple is like hot actress chicks.
Well, they did not. No, there are some of your not as attractive lesbians too in the show. So it's just it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm with you, Justin. I don't know if you know the LGBT community should be proud of that.
Like, are they like, check, good, you did a good job? Like, I'd be like, that's pandering. No, like, just fucking leave us out of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to assume, like, are they all idiots? Like, I don't think so. I would consider this pandering and shoehorned. Like, why would they be happy with it? Like, they're
Right.
normal people like us.
Why
you
can't
know?
we?
Like, that's
Why
the
can't
whole
we
point of
just
it.
go on and let people be people and live their lives and continue on? You know, with especially if you're gonna reboot something, just reboot it the way it was. I don't understand.
Well,
I
and
don't.
if you're
yeah,
going to
I
make
don't-
a show about women's baseball, why do you have to throw sex in there?
yeah.
The
Half
movie
the time,
wasn't
I don't want to.
overtly sexual. Why do you
No.
have to have sex scenes in a show about baseball if it's a reboot of a movie? The movie wasn't explicit
No.
in any kind of way.
Even where you think that Tom Hanks and Gina Davis were going to do something, like if that movie were made now without all these other reboot bullshit things happening, like they're probably going to do that. Like, is there a Tom Hanks type coach in this movie? And is there a Gina
There is
Davis
a
type
coach.
character in this?
There is a coach. But so you remember Tom Hanks was kind of like the more gruff, angry type manager, right?
Alcoholic.
Yeah, alcoholic, like
the guy
got hurt in the war.
in the only one series or one episode. Okay, again, I'm only judging on one episode. So people, if you've seen other episodes and you know something different,
Yeah.
please take it as I've seen one episode. But this guy is like the upbeat, pep talk, high-fiving manager.
Yeah, that doesn't fit.
So
I
it's a
don't fit
total
either.
show with the same name.
Is
They
it?
should have just
is
called
it-
it something else then.
Yeah, they should have made a show of their own. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin with the
Is-
dad jokes.
Is it? Yeah. Is it the same era? Are they still doing the World War II
Yeah.
thing? Like the women are playing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
The men are still in the war. The owner of the league is still the candy bar guy.
Okay. I mean, because there was enough of that bullshit in the movie, like nobody's gonna see women play baseball; they want to see men play baseball. You know, like there was enough of that in the movie. Like, what? Why do you have to like ratchet that up, like in a reboot? Like, just keep whatever that was.
Yeah,
You know.
in the movie, it was they don't want to see women play baseball.
No.
In the show, it's these girls don't look like women, so nobody's gonna want to watch it.
Which there was some of that in the movie too. Remember the one that ends up
Yeah.
singing karaoke and like they showed her from far away. Like there was a bit of that in the original. Just do that, or like, instead of the show airing, just put on that movie, and like watch this. They already did it. They already did it well, And I don't know. Are there women are there women behind this thing? Because I mean, it might mean something that Penny Marshall was the director. I mean, it might mean something that there's a woman that's directing.
And it was a 5-second or less cameo, but I think the original women. No, it can't be because they can't be still alive.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell, they could probably get her to do it.
Yeah, but they had. If you remember, at the end of A League of Her Own, the movie, they actually had the original women who played at the very end at a reunion.
Oh, really? That was really them? Okay.
I didn't think that was really them.
I thought that was just like makeup or
And no,
people
that
they
was them
found.
in makeup because Gina Davis and her sister were all.
Okay,
It was,
so
Or
maybe
did they-
maybe it was that. Maybe it was.
Or did they
Kit-
find actresses that look like them? Either
maybe it
one.
was Kit.
but-
I swore they did something or showed something. But anyway, there was a cameo of two women sitting in the stands during the tryout, and I think it may have been Gina Davis and the woman who played Kit as old
Lori
ladies
Petty.
sitting in the stands.
Yeah, Lori Petty popped up on that show you told me to watch, Gotham. If you don't remember. Yeah, I was surprised to see her. She was like, there's a part where Bruce Wayne has to go to a club to get some information, and he talks to like a punk chick, an older punk chick, and that's her. I was like, wow, Lori Petty, like Tank Girl. Like last time I saw her, it was like Tank Girl or like Point Break or something. She was, she was like, played a good part. That show was so good, man. Gotham. Thanks for telling me about it. Very rarely was there a part of that show where I felt like it was dragging. A lot of times shows do that. But
okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
What about video games were we going to talk about? I'm just curious.
We gotta hear Justin's song first.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna hear that song, the Joker.
you hear that?
Yeah, we'll update you guys on the League of Their Own. But right now, we're gonna listen to a song that has a lot of hidden, dirty lyrics by Justin.
I was hoping you were gonna sing, Andy.
Oh no.
This is the best thing. Ready? I like that part that he does there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This part. Du-du-du-du. All right, so the part you're thinking is, Andy, you're the cutest thing I ever did see. Really love your peaches, wanna shake your tree. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey land. Hi, Andy, I love you a long time. Ooh, baby, I wanna show you a good time. Everybody, 'cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner. You guys aren't singing. Lover, and I'm a sinner. This part isn't really dirty, though. Playing my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. Be token after this is done. I don't want to hurt no one.
Right.
He's really
I
blowing
could eat
that
a-
thing out, isn't he?
What's that? Am I breaking the sound barrier?
Starting to jam hard.
I can't play too hard. Should I turn it down as it gets hard or the vocals? Is it still blowing out?
At times,
I can turn it down a little bit. What do you think he means by "I really love your peaches, want to shake your tree"?
Well, the peaches are the titties.
Oh, I thought peaches like in I thought peaches
and
is
cream.
also I thought peaches was also the vagina because in
Or your butt.
But
yeah, it could be
Oh,
he
your
anywhere.
says
butt.
peaches twice. Two peaches.
You have
He
two butt cheeks.
could be talking to two women, you know. I really love
Yeah.
your peaches, both yours.
I don't know what the.
He is.
I guess the tree is the body. So if he's banging on the body, right, he's shaking the shit out of the body.
Well, all right. So what do you think peaches are? Since he pluralizes it, the titties.
I
titties.
think so. Yes.
So you're
In this
saying at
context.
the end of every episode we should say peaches up.
Peaches up.
Peaches up.
It's the tits up, yeah.
This one's for Christina. I'm trying to think of the dirtiest lyrics. I wish I could eat your cancer when. That's not dirty, it's just weird. Black.
Yeah, why is her vagina turning black?
Dude, I don't know. But before that, it's something like a Pisces. When I am weak, I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks. I don't know the heart-shaped box or
I've
vagina.
been drawn inside your heart-shaped box for weeks. Oh yeah, this part. Broken hymen of your highness, I'm left black. Then it comes in with that. I wish I could eat your cancer. So he says broken hymen at one point, which is, he wants to break that hymen like a horse.
I'm pretty sure he did not pop that cherry.
No. I think everybody else that's ever recorded an album in, where's he from? Seattle.
Seattle.
Tacoma.
Probably got, Tacoma, Seattle probably got there first.
I have another dirty lyric for you that was
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I did some research on dirty lyrics that don't sound dirty, and I came across an interesting article about the song Tutti Frutti by Little Richard.
Mhm.
And this article claims that song is about anal sex and that the lyrics were changed because the record company would not do the original lyrics, but it was supposed to be Tutti Frutti, that booty, and then something about lube. I don't know. But
wait, booty was a thing back then?
I don't see why everybody thinks that people in the 50s weren't just as nasty as they were today. They just didn't talk about it. But apparently, and I know not everything on the internet is true, but prior to today, I had heard that song, when it was released, had to have its lyrics modified. So I have heard that before, but yeah, the song "Tutti Frutti" in the 50s sometime is actually about anal sex.
Is
So
the
there you
list about like a special move?
Didn't look. I think that was a dance, but I didn't look. That one was not on the list that I was looking at.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist.
Well, you want to go even not even the 60s, but clearly, they were disgusting back then. But I mean, Mozart, fucking 1600s.
Oh my gosh, yes, he was a pervert.
He had a song called "Leck mich im Arsch geschwind, geschwind, etc." or something, which means "Let me lick your ass quickly, quickly."
Oh God!
I mean, you're talking like fucking 1600s. That dude. Let
Mozart
me in the
was
ass.
licking ass. He was tossing salads.
People
I don't
have
know if
been
he
perverts
was.
since the beginning of time. So
I don't know if he was. I've written a lot of weird song lyrics that I've never actually done, only because it gets somebody's goat, but he doesn't have to write a song called "Let Me Lick Your Ass" to have done it. I think he was just being funny.
Could you
So
when you finish writing our country metal song, could you leave tossing salads out of it, please?
I will. I have no interest in tossing salads, and likewise, I don't want anybody to toss mine because milk, lemonade around the corner, fudge is made. That's gross. And going back to what we said earlier, I don't even want to be peed on or pee on somebody. But,
Justin,
if
in
they
writing
got
that
bitten by a
song,
jellyfish.
though, in
Yeah.
writing that song, you need to do some research on y'alternative. Google that.
Y'alternative. Okay.
Y'alternative is apparently alternative, which isn't metal or could be depending on how people classify whatever these days, with a country vibe. And y'alternative is like a whole thing. So
I would think that would be like there's already a band like that, Kings of Leon. You know?
no,
They're
I
like
don't.
yeah, they're alternative and they're from like country, you know, like
No,
they have like an accent. They're not singing country music, but they have accents and they're singing
No.
about trucks and stuff, but they're not singing like with that twang.
no,
No,
you're
that's
wrong.
different. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, you're wrong.
I am wrong, sir. I am wrong.
I don't know if you
Anyway,
were
that's
listening earlier. What are your
Yeah.
feelings on My Chemical Romance?
I'm 42, and they're
I'm
too
40.
young for me. I
I'm
know.
40.
Well, I'm not a girl. I'm 42 and not a girl.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
That band just hits differently with sexes. I think. There are dudes I know that are
I'm
older
40
than
and
me.
I
that,
love My Chemical Romance.
I'm
Yeah,
going
I mean,
to
yeah,
see
they're-
them on Wednesday.
I
there are
know.
dudes that love them, and I just kind of was like, you know, that I know I'm not like, sing a
I
song.
was part of that
by them.
emo group or whatever. I love the emo music.
Yep, same.
See, I liked emo before that. I liked emo that inspired that stuff, and then like by the time the dashboard came around, I was like, these guys don't know what they're doing. So, and that was like part of that. But
Dustin?
like I said, I attribute my age out of the gate. I'm not saying like they're bad or good. I'm just saying like where I'm coming from, it's not going to work for me. Like, you know.
Dustin, I know you said that you've never heard of Black Veil Brides, but you need to check them out if you were in that emo stage. Because the other concert I'm going to see is Black Veil Brides, Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills, and Crown the Empire. And Black Veil Brides was totally around in like, what do they call it? The aughts, like 2008, 9, 10. So you probably like them.
Check them out.
They're good stuff. Motionless in White too. That's Brendan's favorite. But he's
I will
stoked
say
about
that these-
Chemical Romance.
These bands all have pretty good names.
And
Nobody's
Justin,
named like Finger or something anymore.
Justin, do you like horror movies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then
If
you
you're asking
really
me
need to
or-
you really need to check out Ice Nine Kills because all of their songs are based on a horror movie. American Psycho, Child's Play, the Bates Motel movie, and their videos are pretty awesome that go with it. So
They're
I like you said the
fucking
Bates
terrible.
Motel movie.
Definitely be checking that
They
out
are
too.
fucking terrible. That is the worst band on the face of this fucking planet.
Hold on,
Justin,
Andy.
don't
Andy,
waste
she
your
just
fucking time.
that's why
she
he's
just
not
said the
with.
Bates Motel movie. I love that. The Bates
The
Motel
song is
movie.
called "The Shower Scene," and it's good stuff. And Andy only likes Jimmy Buffett and Def Leppard, so he can go away.
Hey, Andy, you want to hang out sometime?
Shakira.
And Shakira, yeah.
Yes.
Which I want to chime in. Immediate disqualification on Shakira as a whole because of the use of the papyrus font for her merchandise. So anybody that can't come up with their own font, let alone use Comic Sans or something as ridiculously corny and overused as papyrus, is not worth a mention. Even though I've talked about it for the past 15 seconds. But Andy, we should
fucking
hang out
hot.
sometime. You like Jimmy Buffett and Def Leppard?
Hell yeah.
Let's get rocked. Come on.
Can you play us some Def Leppard?
Nah,
We did
I'll
go
work
see
on it,
Def
dude.
Leppard, and they were really good.
Did you
They
see the
want
one-handed
to
drummer?
listen to Def Leppard together because it's Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Yeah, that's my
a good
stripper song.
And dirty
and-
lyrics.
That's the one to beat.
Bring
Yeah,
it
that's
back.
Dirty Lyrics. That's my stripper song, and it's one of the bands Andy likes. So I think that's a good thing to end
It's
on.
the
I don't know.
trifecta.
Dirty Lyrics and video games. We talked about all of that this week.
What did we talk about?
Video
We haven't
games.
talked about video games yet.
But we're
Nah,
gonna
here's
leave
my
that
favorite.
for another conversation.
Here's my favorite video game in case I forget to wear it next time. Fallout. That's my favorite video game. At least that I can think of right now. Enough to have bought a T-shirt at Walmart.
Yeah, we'll have to hit up on the video games the next time. But man, we touched on a lot of stuff, and we kind of went into some good conversation about some stuff we didn't plan on. So it, which I think makes this show unique, right? It's more organic that way, and I hope you guys enjoy listening to it. And of course, if you have comments or questions, especially on the topics that we talked about, please email us at backtalkus@gmail.com. That's BACC talkus@gmail.com. I'm not even going to tell Justin or anybody to pick a number this week because I never put it in there. I always forget. Maybe we'll put the last one in. Description. I always forget. He always sends it to me, and I'm like in the middle
Well, last
of doing
week's
stuff.
in when we didn't choose a number.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like what I need to do is take his link and put it. I got a basic Word doc that I copy and paste for everything other than our description of the show, for all the links and everything, and then once I copy and write the description of the show, copy and paste, then I'm done, upload it, I forget. So sorry, Justin.
It's all right. People probably still go watch it because they hear me say the name of the site or the YouTube channel, and it's up there as long as we mentioned it. So.
And what
Cool.
was
No
the
problem.
name of that?
It's Thursday Show. You can type that into the search in a YouTube, which hopefully you're there now watching this. So right after this is done, you can go, It's Thursday Show, all one word. You see a picture of me doing this with some lights in front of me, and that's the channel. You go on the channel, and I only make it so that anybody that watches this podcast can only watch the episode that we mention on here. So
Did you do that
my
for
friend,
episode 37?
37, yeah. That was the last time, 37 dicks. Which my friend Haley is the host or guest host on that, so that's a good episode. We'll just leave that up there for now.
That was fun. I think I remember watching that show.
You watched her. You probably watched her live when we were live during the COVID times.
Yes.
She was one of the guests that we got to talk to us while we were.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I thoroughly
sheltering in
enjoyed
place.
that show. Yes.
Because Andy was not the host or the guest.
But yeah, hit us up on the NASCAR talk. We talked about peeing and pooping in a lot.
In the ocean.
Way too much. We talked about shitting way too much on this episode, I feel like.
That's okay. Poop happens, right? You got to talk about it sometimes. And,
I guess.
Everybody does it.
that's right.
I just don't do it in the
Everybody
ocean.
poops.
Just not in the ocean.
We'll get ready to wrap this thing up and go around the horn here. We'll start it off with Dustin, Mr. Money Guns. Finish lighting up a cigarette, and he can give us his final takes, final words, bud.
Great episode, everyone. No fun. Glad I got to be in one with you. It's always awesome. Got to watch it when Nee took my place when I was out. But no, great show. Hanging out with the family here at the lake. I'm pretty sure everybody saw the kids and jumping off the dock maybe a little bit or hearing them talk a little bit. They're enjoying their time out here. But no, we've said it a bunch of times. Go support your local tracks. Enjoy every time you can. Get out and take a real vacation whenever you can because everybody needs it. Get out there and relax and enjoy life. Working's not everything. That's what I've realized the last couple of days. But yeah, enjoy life and take time to live your life. I mean, not much else to say there. Can't wait to see you guys next week when I'm back at home and my comfy chair, not sitting at the end of a dock.
Good deal. We'll go to Miss No Fun. She can try and kill this show before Justin gets to say anything. So
Dude. Fun again, like subbing. It was a good time. A little too much poop talk for me, but whatever. Everybody Yes, my last words are My Chemical Romance has new music out for the first time since 2014. And if you are anywhere where they are touring, you should definitely go check them out on this reunion tour. And I shall send Andy some pictures of me and the teenager, and maybe y'all can talk about it when I'm not here next week. And also, I'm better than Tony.
So I'm gonna have to jump in on that real fast and ask you, like, we don't give away free plugs. So when you're at the concert, you're gonna collect our check or what?
I can't just like a band.
I mean, that's a free plug for them. I think. What do you think? What do you think, Dustin? Is that a free plug?
It might be a free plug, but you get free plugs with the beers you're drinking this week, which you never told us what you were drinking this week.
My
No, I
elder
didn't.
millennials.
No free plug.
This is a this is not a free plug. This is a call to my elder millennial brethren. My Chemical Romance has new music out. Get out your hair straighteners and your black skinny jeans. Slap on some eyeliner and go check it out.
So when I show up at the podcast next week dressed like that, Andy, you know what's going on.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
good deal. I can't wait to see that shit.
Well, we'll see if it happens or not. I gotta see if my wife has black eyeliner. I don't have any anymore.
It's 99
Well,
cents. Let's go get some.
we'll go to Justin, who brought us some really cool stuff to talk about this week. Honestly, I think he kind of hijacked the show, talking about he brought up the piss and the poo, he brought up the racetracks. But I think it was some awesome stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a second to give last thoughts, but before you do, I got a question for you. Being there and seeing that, does that make you want to now go to a local track, check this stuff out, get a little more racing in your blood? I guess I should say.
I think it's definitely something that we could do if we ever get together. Like, 'cause I would want to go with somebody that is into it, you know? It's like I wouldn't just go by myself. And like I would have gone with my mom or something, and we're like equally into it. But, you know, when in Rome kind of thing. So, yeah, I would be into going. I've always wanted to feel like, you know, everybody always says, like, you think, like, it's loud on TV, like, wait till you're there and they come around where you're at. Like, I always wanted to experience that. Got nothing against fast cars or anything like that, and seems more interesting to me than a goddamn football game. So, you know, yeah, I'd be open to it. And you know, I was a little upset that like we were planning on maybe going to see some like local show, and the place was closed. You know, it's like it's disheartening whether or not you're into it, because there's like less of that for the people that want to do that in that area, and I know it's attributed to like some element of what's that word when they take down old and put up new? There's like a word for it. Can't remember what it is.
Gentrification.
Yeah, there's like some kind of exactly. I knew you'd know that gentrification kind of feeling to it. And the local guy I was talking to, you could tell like he is kind of grasping for that idea. And like I don't like any of that. You know, it's kind of gross that you know they want to put up stuff that draws in like the popular crowd, but like they don't want to keep up like what like the intrinsic like group is, you know. So yeah, I'd be open to it in a long-winded answer. So
Cool.
it's a like, good experience. And I took some asphalt, so maybe you guys might want me to mail it to you. Anybody out there want to send us an email? They want to pay for shipping. I'll send you some asphalt from the raceway in Myrtle Beach that closed in 2020. Been open since 1958. Opened as a dirt
Except you,
track.
Brad. You don't get anything.
Brad don't get nothing.
No, he doesn't get asphalt. He gets ass. Wait, no, that sounds good actually.
Yeah, he gets.
We'll go to the ocean and send him
He
something.
gets cock. Cock gets cock.
Yeah, he
That's
doesn't get ass. He doesn't get asphalt. He gets cockfault. I don't want to end on that. That was bad. Need another dad joke.
Well, give us the rest of your last thoughts here.
My last thoughts are: thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you're downloading these episodes. Make sure you're watching on YouTube. So you're seeing stuff that maybe you didn't realize you were watching, like the video I shared, or Andy's cool sunglasses. Or you can actually see for a fact that Christina is drinking wine out of a coffee cup. Yep. And a Penn State coffee
Penn
cup.
State coffee mug.
Right.
Every
what
time I sub, I'll have a different mug.
What does that say? Sandusky on there? What does that say?
That's hate you. Come on.
It says, we
I don't know.
are Sandusky.
It's not what it says. It's not what it says.
No, it says Penn State. It says Penn State. Nittany Lions. What is a Nittany Lion a thing? I'm sure you guys would know. Is that like a?
It's a
Kind of
cougar.
like a mountain lion. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cougar. It
And I
fits
assume-
good
Cougar,
with Sandusky.
mountain lion, whatever that lives in Pennsylvania.
I assume it's indigenous to the area where Penn State is, or
Yes.
you would see those animals there. Okay, something I always wanted to know.
So
I
before
took
we end, because now you've got me thinking, because these team names, right, are freaking bananas. I watched a comedian on a reel. I'll send it to you all in here, but if you guys want to see it, maybe I'll put the link up on somewhere. I can't promise that because I don't put Justin's links up. But
Put it up on the fan page of Back Talk fan page.
this guy's from Ohio. He's from Ohio, and he says, I don't understand the college names for the teams in Ohio. He goes, Ohio State. Now, who knows what Ohio State's mascot is, or what their team name is?
Buckeyes.
They're nuts.
It's a fucking nut. It's a fierce fucking nut. A Buckeye's a
Really?
fucking nut.
The nut.
Like
yeah.
a legume, you're saying?
Not a legume, a nut.
A nut.
It's a nut, not a legume.
No, a legume is a bean.
Well, is a peanut a legume?
Yes, but it's not a nut. A nut and a legume are different things.
Okay. You said a fierce nut. Did you say a fierce nut?
I mean, I guess as fierce as a nut could get.
Does that mean spicy?
Like, I mean, I have some fierce nuts sometimes, but you know.
Yeah. They stick to your leg in the summertime? Yeah, that's pretty fierce.
As long as he keeps it out of my hair, everything's fine.
Yeah. But so the biggest team in Ohio is named after a nut. The next one he says is what's the Akron? Does anybody know what Akron's mascot is?
The baseball?
Not right.
No, the college.
Oh no.
The Zips.
What?
You know what? The Zips.
The Zips.
The zip?
Yeah, Zips.
Like a zipper?
Is that?
No, zip means zero.
Oh, the zips.
Oh.
Because you can also take it as a derogatory.
So then you got a big fat zero. So this comedian, he goes, you got a big fat zero, you can put the nut in.
All right, there's that dad joke we needed for the end there. There you go.
And then
Delivered.
there's one more team, and I forget the name of the school, I do, but they're the Penguins. And he says, we have
Boston?
the whole animal kingdom. We have a nut and a zip and a penguin that we pick, even though we have the whole animal kingdom to choose from. And he goes, penguins, there's a fierce bird. Oh, no, here come the penguins.
Dude, the penguins
That's good.
the penguins can live in like extreme like cold, man. Like
Penguins
Right.
do also have teeth all the way down their throat.
But they're not going to fight you very hard.
If
I
they
wouldn't-
bite you, it'll really hurt.
I wouldn't go toe to toe with
They're
a
really
penguin. Have you
small,
seen them
and if
dance
one
in Mary
comes
Poppins?
running at me, I'm going to kick it.
Some are bigger. There's a bunch of different kinds of
I'm
penguins.
still going to
Yeah, but what the fuck's a Philly then? I'm sure you can kick that too.
That's a Philadelphia, and if you want to fight the whole city.
Yeah, I guess they eat their shit when their team wins. Yeah, I don't want to come near that either. Yo, real quick, like there's a team called the Texans, right?
Yeah.
Houston Texans.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Like, I think we should change it to the Philadelphia Pennsylvanians. What a dumb name. Is that what they had?
It's really the Philadelphia, Philadelphians, I think.
Yeah.
Well, and a Philly is like a derogatory word for like a floozy, like some chick that.
Well, come on.
You know?
The most prestigious team in all of baseball is a derogatory term. The Yankees.
Oh yeah, that's what you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like a quickie, but when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Justin, I have a great dad joke for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you
we're
call
all waiting.
What do you call
In
a
case you said
broken
Dustin or Justin, we're both ready. What?
What do you call
Okay,
a
what?
broken can opener?
What?
What do you call a broken can opener?
I heard
A
this
wife.
A can't opener. My favorite joke of the moment. You're welcome.
I have one joke, but it would offend all of our Jewish listeners, viewers, so I can't tell it. But
No.
unless I was,
We don't
I
want
could
to
say,
offend
I could tell
anybody here.
no, I could tell an Irish joke and say, but I'm Irish, but I wouldn't do that either. So
Yeah. Well, we don't want to offend anybody. In fact, we don't give a shit if we offend people. We just don't want to get canceled.
yeah, we don't need canceled. We already talked about how fucking
Actually, if we
League
get
of Their Own
canceled
sounds like dog
and
shit.
cancel culture got a hold of us, we would gain more viewers.
That's true. We
Yeah.
should go for the cancel. So hit the Whopper button.
I have another joke if anybody wants to hear it.
That'd be a good thing to end on. Then we,
Okay.
can,
Here is my favorite joke made up by my teenager. What is green and has wheels?
yeah.
Grass. And I lied about the wheels. Really? Nothing?
Okay. Well,
What's green and
on
smells like
that
pork?
Now, what's green and smells like pork? What?
Kermit's fingers.
Thank God
Oh my
Justin
God.
came up with something to end this thing on, because I was gonna have to go with, what do you call a cow with no legs?
Account.
Ground beef.
Ground beef.
All right. On that note, since Christina wants to ruin jokes,
My
we're
dad.
gonna wrap this thing up tonight. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Email us if you got dad jokes. Let us know what your dad jokes are. We'll read your dad jokes.
Aw.
Let us know what you thought about it. I think we came up with another topic, team names. There's some stupid ones out there.
There is.
Thanks for tuning in. Email us backtalkus@gmail.com. BACC talkus@gmail.com. Email us. Give us some dad jokes. Let us know what you thought about the show. Until next time. Tits up.